Champions! The stage is set in Cardiff, Wales for one of the most exciting Champions League final matchups in recent memory. Honestly, I am seriously pumped for this. You have Juventus, who are on the verge of their first ever treble and first UCL trophy in 21 years. And of course, you have Real Madrid, who could secure their third Champions League trophy in 4 years. It is truly anyone's guess who will be lifting the most sought after trophy in club football, but I am going to do my best to prepare you to make your pick.
He doesn't have a fucking clue. None of us do. It's two amazing teams, Real Madrid, Juventus, nobody knows. So in my opinion, we're just gonna leave it up to the world to figure out who's gonna win this game and try out a few things. I don't know.
Let's start with Juve. Here's how they got to the final and why maybe they should be your pick for champions. Juventus have been formidable all season long across all competitions. They already picked up the Scudetto and Coppa Italia, and they want the Champions League trophy so bad. Juve went undefeated in the group stage, picking up 4 wins and 2 draws to top a group that included Sevilla, Lyon, and Dinamo Zagreb. They pretty much spread the goals around and had 10 different goal scorers in the group stage, with Higuain being the top scorer with 3.
Test number 1, I'm hungry. That's my favorite shawarma cart back there. I'm gonna get a fat one with the boys, but this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tell them to surprise me on the meat. If they give me chicken, Real Madrid's gonna win the Champions League. If they give me lamb, Juventus. Just watching them make that good stuff. I love this cart so much. I get it super spicy. No, I get it kind of hot. Heath gets it like mega spicy. I wanna taste something. Could I just get a gyro, but can you surprise me on the meat? I can't decide if I want lamb or chicken. So give me one of those, you decide. Could I get a tiny bit of that green sauce too? New York Cosmos. Perfect. Thank you. Let's see what we got. That's the best cart in the city, by the way. One love. He gave me chicken, lamb, and something else. They can't draw, it's a final. Maybe that, okay, you know what this is? This is a prediction that it's gonna go to PKs. Count on it.
But the story about Juventus is all about the back line. This group of players turns me on and could legitimately go down in history as one of the best back lines of all time. Chiellini, Bonucci, Benatia, Barzagli, Sandro, Rugani, Asamoah, Liechtenstein, and of course Dani Alves and Buffon have all been dominant in the competition. In the group stage, they conceded just 2. Since then, yeah, just 1 more goal conceded, and that came from wonder kid Kylian Mbappe. Let me stress this again. 12 matches, 3 goals conceded. They played Barcelona off the park and shut down MSN. Monaco, who scored the most goals in Europe, never even had a chance. And they are definitely not scared of Real Madrid's threat either.
All right, test number 2. Gonna buy a couple fidget spinners and spin them. When did fidget spinners become popular enough that they equal a whole table? How much are these? Can I get 2 of them? These 2 right here? White for Juventus, purple for Real Madrid. So I brought Preston to help me with this one. Needed a second body. Remember, purple is Real Madrid, white is Juventus. Whoever spins longer will be world champions of Europe. 1, 2, 3.
Ooh. Good about this one.
Yeah, I don't really feel that good about this spin.
Oh, what is
Very
going
weak.
on? You know what? I feel as if it's because maybe somebody
still going
this earlier.
He's still going. See, if this test is true, Real Madrid's gonna win by a lot.
How many goals?
By
because clearly I've
well,
stopped ages ago.
every 30 seconds of spin is a half of a goal.
As for the manager, Allegri is top class. He was handpicked by the Juve board and is widely considered a tactical genius. He has played 8 different formations this season, including playing with a 3 and 4 backline at different times. That versatility means that they can flip a game at any time, and that range goes for personnel as well when you consider how many goal scorers they had and how many players have contributed to all those clean sheets. But let's not be foolish. They have stars aplenty, and I want to talk about 3 in particular, and they are the ones that have the most appearances in the Champions League this season for Juve: Dani Alves, Buffon, and Higuain. Let's start with the Argentinian. They paid club record money for the rotund forward who Allegri thought was the missing piece to their puzzle. 32 goals in all competitions is how Higuain has repaid them, including 5 in the Champions League. As for Dani Alves, no one really knew what he had left in his tank when Juve signed him last June, but the 34-year-old somehow has returned to his peak. You could also make the argument that he's been Juve's player of the tournament, picking up 3 goals and 4 assists from the right back position, and most of those were uber important moments. He's been at his best in the knockout rounds and would love to secure the 37th trophy of his illustrious career. Speaking of trophies, Gigi Buffon has 22 of them, and he's missing one in particular. Yeah, this is the moment for a fairy tale ending for the 39-year-old. There is nothing more we can say about this living god of football that hasn't been said, but for neutrals, everyone is rooting for him to lift the trophy for his 3rd effort and drop the mic. Question is, would that warrant a Ballon d'Or?
Will Juventus win the Champions League? Yes, definitely. So that's one for Juventus.
Now to the reigning champions, Real Madrid. They practically own this competition, and I can't help but think that this might be their toughest challenge ever in the tournament. They secured their first La Liga title in 5 years this campaign, and want to add their 12th European Cup to their collection. Their performances in the group stage were pretty meh in all honesty, and they ended up finishing second behind Dortmund, with Legia Warsaw and Sporting Clube de Portugal rounding out the group. But they didn't get beat at any point in that stage of the competition, and those results contributed to that record-setting 40-game unbeaten streak that stretched all the way back to last year's Champions League win. 30 wins, 10 draws, simply epic. One of the defining differences between Juve and Real is the back line. While Juve's is exceptional, Real have somehow made it this far and only kept a single clean sheet in 12 matches compared to Juve's 9 clean sheets. That is a massive difference, but Real Madrid know how to win, so let's not let those stats distract you. They got through to the final having only lost once despite that leaky back line, which was their last time out against Atletico after they pretty much put them away in the first leg. There were moments of panic in the second leg, and there was also some serious panic against Bayern in the quarters when many thought that Bayern were robbed.
Okay, here's a romantic one. Gonna pull the petals out of this flower that was already dead. I did not kill it. We'll see who the winner will be. Real Madrid, Juventus wins. Real Madrid wins. Juventus wins. Real Madrid wins. Juventus wins. That's what now? That's 2-1 to Juventus and 1 undecided PKs because he put 3 meats in it.
As for the manager, Zidane is Real Madrid through and through. No one was quite sure how he would adapt to management when he took over last January, but the results speak for themselves. Tactically, he embraces the Galactico spirit and sets his team up to get the most out of his best players, and he does it all with some kind of magical zen. You and I have obviously never been in a Real Madrid locker room for a pregame or halftime talk, but it almost feels like he says to his players, don't worry about the flow of the game or how the other team is set up. Just go out there and be better than them. It seems to work, and that confidence transfers from Zizou directly into the fearlessness of his players. Speaking of Zizou, he has some tough choices to make on who starts. Bale is back and most certainly wants to make his mark in the city where he was born. Isco has been bossing it with 6 goals and 3 assists in his last dozen matches, and then you have guys like James who can't get a sniff. Regardless of those decisions, there are 3 that I know will be in that 11: CR7, Ramos, and Marcelo. Marcelo is a model for an attacking fullback, but the 0 goals and 1 assist in the Champions League this year doesn't do any justice for explaining how key he is to the team. Real attack up the left side 40% of the time, and a lot of that starts with arguably the best left back in the world. This is going to be glorious to watch because he will be coming up against arguably the best right back in the world, his fellow Brazilian and former Barcelona star Dani Alves. This is going to be one hell of a battle, and one of the things exciting me most about this final. As for Sergio Ramos, 3 goals in the last 2 finals says it all, and he loves to do it late in matches. And then there's CR7. 10 goals and 5 assists in this year's competition, and 8 goals in the last 2 rounds against Bayern and Atletico. Yeah, he's that great at playing football.
Okay, so Real Madrid is down 2-1 right now in the spiritual predictions. They need a big win here, so I'm gonna give them heads. Juventus is tails. Ready? Tails. So that's it. According to these tests, Juventus is going to win the Champions League. So and Heath is shooting right now, so I've got to tell him before it's too late.
So here we are at the moment to make our pick. Dani Alves up against Marcelo, Ronaldo versus the Buffon-led Juve backline, Zidane versus Allegri, one of the best Italian teams of all time versus one of the best Spanish teams of all time. So my prediction is...
Nope. I've got it. I've got a foolproof test. I went out, I did so much work. Yeah, I've been doing a lot. Why make predictions? Why should you make a prediction when you've done no work and you do not know what you're talking about? I've already got it figured out. Juventus win. I'm thinking maybe 3-1 based on my test.
Can't give accurate.
So that's it. That's all we've got, guys. Follow, like, subscribe. You do your best, and I'll do the real work.